Hi Stampers, this is Trevis. Welcome to Video Tuesday. And so today for our video, we are going to be making a card, a birthday card. And I'm going to be using like a whole bunch of dies. Okay, so if you're like me, you have tons of dies, punches, and you are kind of like try to stick with one bundle when you're making a card. Well, today I kind of went all out. And I picked actually three different bundles. Three different die sets, sorry, and just one stamp set. So let's start making this card today, and I will, hopefully you'll like it as much as I do. Okay, so today we are going to be using designer series paper from Delightfully Eclectic, that big paper pack. I am not ready to totally go Christmas. So I am looking at these flowers and I love them. So, oh, love that little stripe too. So this is the side that I'm going to be using today. And I cut a piece that's 1.5 by 5. That's all I'm going to use of that. I am going to be using a white cardstock base. Okay, so this is 5.5 by 8.5. And I am going to fold this as, ooh, I feel something's on there, like embossing powder. Sorry. So it's really weird. When you look at the colors that's in this paper, there's like 10 colors, right? But one color that is not mentioned, and I'm definitely like thinking this is in this paper, right? That I think is Bubble Bath. But I also think that this color is Berry Burst. And that is not mentioned in the list of colors in this DSP, which is strange because that is definitely Berry Burst. Then we have Old Olive, Garden Green, and as I said, Bubble Bath. So first thing I'm going to do is I am going to adhere this to my card base. So this piece of Berry Burst is just a smidge over 4 by 5.25, just a little bit over, okay? Because I didn't want the border, the edge to be too wide, so I kind of made it a narrower edge, okay? And then I have this, but before I put this down, I want to add another piece of white cardstock, and I ran a piece through Time Worn Type, and that's a 3D embossing folder, and there is an up and down on this. So if you look closely, there are some words on here. You can't really read them. I don't know what they are, but there are some letters. So that is the way that should go. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put that down with liquid glue, okay, because it's textured. So I'm going to put a thin layer of liquid white glue on here. And adhere that to my Berry Burst. Okay. Let that dry for just a second. Now, as I said, I used a lot of different dies. So Gorgeously Made dies, they are beautiful. This piece here, I cut out ahead of time. I did cut, and that's out of Berry Burst. This is out of Bubble Bath. This piece is out of Old Olive. And this piece is out of Garden Green. Okay, so those were all colors that I found in this designer series paper. Okay, so, and that's all out of Gorgeously Made dies. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to adhere this to my white cardstock. I'm going to cut this down just a little bit before I put glue on it. Okay. And bring over my silicone mat. And I'm going to put a little bit of white. You have to be kind of careful, right, with these little tiny things. So you just want to put tiny little dots on here. I just love this die. It's like, you know, like when you pull out the paper from a spiral notebook. That's what it is. That's exactly what it looks like. this down right here. And since it's liquid glue, you have a little time. Move it around. Okay, then I'm going to adhere this piece right next to it. Again, I'm going to use glue. This glue's getting close to the end. So love this, I call it the green glue, right? It's the multi-purpose Tombow Mono liquid glue. It has this tip. That's the wide tip. So if you have something really big that you want to do, but I almost always use the little skinny tip. And there is no up or down on this, so it doesn't matter which way you put it. Okay, now we're going to let that dry for a second, and I'm going to work with these. So what I want to do here is I want to snip away some of these, and I'm going to add some of these. I don't know if that makes sense. So I'm going to actually snip away a few of these. Okay. Actually, I'll just snip this off like that. Okay. And then I'm going to snip this one off too, I think. And maybe this one. Okay, we'll throw those away. You can use those for something else. And then I have these. So I'm going to snip a few of these away. And keep this one. Okay, so now I am going to put my liquid glue on here, and this is where it gets a little tricky because there's so many different leaves, and you do want to put a little glue on each leaf just so it holds nicely to your card. Nothing worse than giving a card and then, you know, the person opens it and it's falling apart. Don't like that. And then I'm going to do this one also. Might as well do them both at the same time. Okay. Looking good. I might add a little now and then, a little sprig somewhere, but for now, I think that looks pretty good. Okay, so I'm just going to add this like right here. Oh, Travis, put your hand right in the glue. And then this one, I think I'll add it kind of up here, a little higher. Put this on top. Since we have glue on our hand, we don't want it on our fingers. Okay, and while that's drying, I have this one, and this is also from those Gorgeously Made dies, and this is, I didn't punch out all the little pieces. I wanted to leave those kind of intact, so if they didn't come away, I left them. You could, you know, it's your choice. That's the cool thing. Maybe you would take them all loose, that's fine. Okay, so now going to add this, you know, kind of over here, like that. And then I cut out 2 white dies. Okay, now these are not from Gorgeously Made. These are from Natural Prints. And what I love about these dies is that there's 2 dies the same. And people always ask me, why do they give you 2 duplicates? I love that because then you don't have to cut twice. You have 2 dies, so you can cut them at the same time. Okay, so I cut those out of Natural Prints. Okay, so now I'm just going to put some glue on those. Yeah, see, I'm using a lot of glue today. Glue sometimes is my friend. Sometimes it's not. Just depends. But I think a little white on here with all that I've going on is going to be nice. So it'll kind of break all this up, right? I think I'll put one over here, kind of like that. And one kind of up here. Okay. This is my trick. I love the silicone mat. Love, love, love it. And it is so user-friendly. Okay, now I think it needs some berry burst, right? And so I went to Seasonal Branches. I think that's the one I went to. Yeah, Seasonal Branches. And I cut out these. So there's 3 little flowers, right? And they're hooked together. There's actually one that cuts out the outline if you need it. If you just want to stamp the flower from the set and then cut it out. But this actually just cuts these out. So I cut 3 of those out all at once. Again, love, love, love that. And I put little dimensionals on the back, and I did the tiny dimensionals. So I'm just going to place my little flowers kind of on these branches. And I love this card as a anything card, right? Now, this die is from Gorgeously Made. And it kind of looks like it's torn on the edges, but that's the way the die is designed. So I am going to stamp the saying from Seasonal Branches that says, Happy Birthday Wishes. And I'm just going to stamp that in Garden Green. I just think it needs something different instead of, you know, Berry Burst. I was going to do it in Berry Burst, and I'm thinking, no. Now this fits barely. Barely, barely. So you have to be very careful. Fits perfect if you're careful. If you're not careful, it doesn't fit good. Okay, so now I'm going to put some dimensionals on the back. 3 little dimensionals. And I'm going to put this at the bottom of my sprig of flowers or vines or whatever. Right there. Okay. And then I have these sequins. So these are called, these are from the mini catalog, Adhesive Back Glitter Sequins. And they are white, blue, and old olive. 2 different sizes. And so I could use either color, but I think I'm just going to use the white. I'm just going to put these in the center of the flowers, just to perk it up a little bit. And there is my finished card today. Now, if you're like me, you never make one card, especially if it's a birthday card, right? So I have 4 of them. So I am all set for some birthday cards. So if you're on my birthday list, you might get one of these cards. So thanks for watching today. My name's Trevis Bossler. I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in St. Louis, Missouri. I appreciate you watching my videos. And I will see you on Friday. Bye.